What is a legend? They say that a legend is somebody who does something extraordinary. Could be historical, but living legends are what I'm all about. And my living legend today is none other than AJ Brown, Alvin James Brown. How are you?
I am good. How you doing, Judy?
I am good. I am wonderful. And I am so excited to sit down here and talk with you because we go I'm not going to say way back because it sounds like we're too old. We go back
Yeah.
a bit.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and today I want people to just learn about AJ Brown, who you are. Because we know your music, people have heard you sing, your stuff gone viral and all this, and you have this amazing album out now. But I want to go back and just really go in depth into who is AJ Brown.
Well, how far back do you want to go? Because I remember when we were going to the different high schools.
Yes.
You were at Mount Auburn. I was at Cornell College, and if you wanted us to go further back than that, then
Dial it back. I want you to dial it back because even though I know you from school, I never know you from primary school and prep school and all of that. And for a lot of the people who will be watching this, they don't know anything about your background. So I want you to go all the way back. Talk about growing up, where you grew up. Tell us about family, what that was like.
Well, the river that run between Westgate there and
Barnett River.
Right, Barnett River, right. So that Barnett River would be kind of like the vein as to what we do as youths, because where I lived in Mount Salem, there were we call it bush. We are go bush.
I
We are go a bush. Go either shoot bird or in those days, fruit trees were all over the place.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You could have get an Neesberry,
mango, everything.
all kind of something, tamarind, so that was the enchantment of going to bush. You know what I mean? Where it was a way to just get away with your brethren them. We go river and catch janga and crayfish, and you travel with a little pot or two, and then some
rowboat.
Yeah, you're right. Rowboat. So
you rowboat by the side of the river.
You're right. And you bathe, you eat your thing, you have fruits, and next thing you know, you had a wonderful day. The problem is, do you tell your mother where you were going?
Well, as you talk about your mother, and for the people who don't know where Barnett River is on Mount Salem, that's Montego Bay. And we both went to school in Montego Bay. So this is a Mobay boy that we're looking at here.
For real.
So siblings, mother, father, what is the story there?
I had a brother who followed me.
Okay.
And I followed my eldest brother. So I was the second.
Middle child.
Middle child. I was the first one to get at the time we had scholarships,
common entrance
and all them things. So I grew up at the time when common entrance and scholarship
we
was.
both grew up at that time.
And so it was a kind of a golden time, because the youths were with brain and who were educated, who went to school and showed promise, were rewarded by getting a chance to go to a well-established school like Cornwall College or Mobay or Mount Alvernia. So for me, getting a half scholarship, it was like, wow.
What did your mom do? You grew up with your mom?
Yeah, I grew up with my mom and my aunt.
And your aunt.
And my mom operated 3 different bars
Nice.
in Mount Salem and Mobile area, and that was what really took me and really got us the foundation of a kind of a middle life,
Right.
a middle
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 class.
income class.
Life.
Plus, my grandfather, he was the president of the Banana Board,
Okay.
and he was a well-known clergyman in Montego Bay for a Baptist church.
All right. So
And
you come out of church.
yeah, and is
The Baptist church downtown in Montego Bay?
yes, man.
Oh, Calvary Baptist.
It's 2 of them together.
Okay.
It was Calvary, and then there was
Okay. There was another one.
Burchell, I think.
Burchell Baptist.
Yes.
Okay.
Burchell was the one that my grandfather, he was the one of the deacons there, and I heard that my mother was a well-known singer in the church.
Really?
Yes.
So chip never fall far from block then. Did you hear your mom sing when you were growing up?
I never heard my mom sing, and she never heard me sing.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just one of those
sad.
one of those weird quirks of life. Because my uncle, my mother's brother, was a well-known entertainer. Lloyd Campbell from Blues Busters.
Okay.
So
that musical thing is from far, because Blues Busters was big.
Oh yeah, they were like they were the lead group that sang with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires at the time. When Byron, when they filmed when they were filming Dr. No and
Yes.
the James Bond movies, them and stuff. So I and then now Blues Busters, they were recording, tunes like Behold and writing songs with Sam Cooke and all them, something that, Sam Cooke wrote songs for them, and so they were well known. And for me, it was I had found a member of my family who I could look up to, because at the time my father was transitioning into the whole Rastafarian movement.
Okay.
And an event happened in Coral Gardens.
Oh, he was part of that event.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. So that's how I lost my father. He did not die at that time, but he had to leave Montego Bay because of the threat.
Wow.
That Bustamante, the prime minister at the time,
right,
they had made a pronouncement that all Rastafarians, dead or alive. Remember?
I know. Yes.
And so,
and I have to say this, if you have never heard about the massacre and what happened at Coral Gardens in Jamaica with the Rastafarians in the 60s, you have to really, that's a piece of our history that was kind of buried, hidden. And it's fascinating for me. Your uncle was actually a part, your father, sorry.
My father, yes.
Was actually a part of that.
And that's how I lost my my association on my connection, because he had to cut. And go Kingston, go hide out.
See, I never knew what happened to your father.
Yeah.
And I've known you for so long, but I never knew that.
I was talking to Everton Blender.
Yes.
And pretty much something like that happened to his father, or his grandfather or something.
I grew up same time as you, pretty much, although you're a little older than I am.
Right.
But for us, I grew up in Mandeville at the time. A lot of people don't know I don't come from Mobile, right?
Right.
But I grew up in Mandeville at the time. And for us, the Rasta man was the black art man.
There you go.
And to see how people who were just living their lives, choosing their own faith, choosing their own destiny, and living their own lives were vilified and made into some to be feared, that your own father was one of those people.
Yeah, pariah, yeah. And so that was what kind of helped to um, I would say galvanize or to let me realize, say, listen, you need to be aware, and you have to be conscious of what going on, and you have to embrace certain things, and you have to decide what path you're gonna take
Right.
at a very young age. Because I remember, before he had to do that, I remember traveling on different gigs that he used to go on, and he was playing. Used to play percussions and stuff, and and I used to be in the audience dancing, with either the guests or the people who he was entertaining, and that was my earlier memories with him,
With him.
and that just got totally erased
Got
and
erased.
taken away because of that one moment in time. So to be able to fast forward in years now and see certain achievements that I've made, and I can now hold on to it as a badge of honor to say, yo, yeah, this happened now, but stand
Yes.
firm and
Yeah.
and go through said way.
Yes, and to be able
know?
to flash your own locks,
Isn't it?
Really. To be able to flash your own locks.
Ja. Rastafari.
Yes, to be
Yeah.
able to flash your own locks.
Yeah.
Must
Yeah,
be
because
fulfilling.
you've seen the different.
Yeah, I've seen all the
Yeah, the
stages.
different
I've
stages.
seen all the stages.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
I've
real.
seen all the stages.
You've captured me without a fight. And what do I say? I say it's quite alright. You've made me feel indeed that I was wrong. I was blind, but now I see what life can be. When you love.
So you went to Cornwall College, which is where I come in, which is
Right.
where I met you,
Right.
because the Cornwall boys were always at Mount Alvernia.
Yes.
We were right across the
Mhm.
road. We weren't allowed to go to Cornwall College, but we had a big cotton tree outside the school gate,
Yeah.
and that's where all the Cornwall boys hung out. And
Yeah.
of course, because the Cornwall boys hung out there, the Mount Alvernia girls hung out there.
Yeah.
And at what age, though, did you, because I can go to when you used to sing, and we used to call you Peekaboo.
Right. Yes. Oh, peekaboo.
Yes, that was your big
Stylistics.
song. Man, that was your big
Stylistics,
song. When
yeah.
AJ Brown hit a stage and sing
Mm.
Peekaboo, all the girls
Mm.
go, woo!
Yeah. Me I
But
tell you.
at what point before Peekaboo did you realize you had this talent and you wanted to move in this direction?
I knew from an early age, and it was kind of based off of my relationship with my uncle,
Right.
because I had made up my mind, say, watch out, I want to be like him.
Ah.
So, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but just before I went to Cornwall, we were going to like Colonel Day Avenue Primary
Right.
School, and that's when now, every end of term,
Yes.
there's a kind of breaking up,
Mhm.
and with the breaking up now come the teachers used to have some little
concert and them
concert and
things.
thing
Yes.
in different classes
Yes.
and whatever, and so that's how I expressed my first singing experience on the teacher's table.
What were you
I
singing
remember.
at that time?
I may have been singing a Dennis Brown tune or
Okay.
one of them tune there, but the song that I remember vividly singing on stage was Officially by Lloyd Parks.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I sang Officially at a community center get together in Mount Salem.
That was the other song that when it hit the stage.
Yeah, tell him on.
Yes.
And I saw Lloyd not too long ago at Ibu
Amazing bassy.
ceremony, and told him, man, say, listen, there's history between me and your
No,
tune.
it's stuck in my head. Now you have to go sing a line for it to come out of my head. Come, you have to sing a
Right.
line.
You want the
Feel
chorus?
a little easier.
Okay, okay, what is it? I feel a little better with you gone.
Officially.
I feel a little easier to you.
Officially.
But it's real.
Yes.
What I'm doing
Yes.
there, why you know?
Okay, now
So-
now it's coming out of my head.
So when I did that, and the reaction of people that are fling money on stage and all of something, and if you stop and do it over again, and I say, wow, you know. But even though I experienced that, all of that was burning in between, you know, me getting there, because I used to listen to other young musicians in the area who lived in Mount Salem. They're playing for Fiji now.
Wow.
They're playing for Fiji. They're Carbonify. They're living in Vegas.
Wow.
My virgin, big up my virgin Blackbeard, drummer and singer, and you know but I remember them and some other musicians playing together in different bands and sing, you know, just they had just playing around, rehearsing.
Jam sessions.
Yeah, just rehearsing.
Mm-hmm.
And I at the time I was young, too young to even participate, but just the experience of listening to them and the burning, you know, the feeling of wanting to do it.
And let's face it, when you hit that stage at Mount Vernon in the auditorium,
yeah,
and the girls, and with your peekaboo and the girls rail up, there was nothing else you could be but a singer, let's face it.
You see, because that now was another experience of being able to work with, just play songs, not even work, because we weren't working.
Right.
We were just having fun, just sharing our talents with the different school communities involved in Montego Bay. And that in itself was like so rewarding.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, but it also set the stage for moving forward.
And where you would end up.
And where I would have ended up.
So from there now, we follow you, and I'm going to get to the other aspects of your life, but we follow your music journey now into the hotels.
Yes.
How did you end up in the hotels, working the hotel circuit?
A push by the government of Jamaica at the time, run by Michael Manley. And they had this initiative of getting students who just left school to do a 2-year government service. National Youth Service, right? Yes. And so I did my 2 years at the St. James Parish Library.
Okay.
And while I was there was a gentleman named Neddy Smith. Now Neddy was he come to the library every week. But Neddy was also a bass player.
Okay.
Who used to play music with us as youths when just before we left school. I remember we doing a couple of professional gigs together outside, because we at that time, after we got well known and stuff, other organizations started asking for us to come on, and we performed for a nurses organization in Cornwall Regional. I remember Neddy saying, "AJ, you need to shine now, you know. Your time for shine now, you know, Virgin. So go out there and, you know." And I went out and started performing, you know, feeling like I was, you know, connecting with the crowd and whatever. And it was a really good night. And from there, that was kind of like my first taste of doing a professional gig, making money for, you know,
for a living. More from your voice.
Yeah. Yes.
But, you know, I'm laughing, right? Because I remember, I don't know if you remember, but I remember, so I worked at Holiday Inn at one point, and you know, you and I, we've been close since school.
Yeah.
And even when you went away and I didn't see you for years, we always remained close. And I don't know if you remember, you were at Holiday Inn. At the time, I was the assistant entertainment manager at Holiday Inn, and you used to perform in the Witches' Hideaway.
Yes.
And one Sunday night, I'll never forget it as long as I live.
What?
I came upstairs and you were drinking this beautifully colored drink called a Stinger.
The Stinger. I remember now.
And I said to you, AJ, what are you drinking? It's pretty. And you said, Judy, don't touch this.
It's pretty, you know, but
well,
just take a sip. Just take a sip. Do not drink. Don't.
And I ordered that Stinger, and you were performing the night, and I was supposed to go and introduce you. And all I could do when I got up on the stage was laugh, ladies and gentlemen. And I laughed and laughed and laughed.
And I was wondering, wait, so I say, you know what? What's happening with Judy is that Judy is drunk. So
you had to literally take me off the stage and hand me over to somebody and go and introduce yourself and do your show.
I did my show. I had to kick in the professional part of
yes, it was little wonder I didn't get fired. You know, it was little wonder I didn't get fired.
You're too drunk to be embarrassed.
And you know, the good thing is I don't embarrass easily. It's very difficult to embarrass me. I mean, like, you really, really have to work hard and get up really early in the morning to embarrass me. So, but I remember you in the hotel circuit, everywhere, really. And at the time, you were working with people like Coral Guntley, who really helped.
Of course, yes, she
your career.
She became a really significant person at stage in my life, where, you know, she was working with
Wyndham. It was at the time, or
yes,
Intercontinental.
Yeah, she had moved from Jamaica, Pegasus, came on the coast, started to work Intercontinental, and head of JTB after a while, and you know, so she wore a lot of hats for years in the tourism industry. Right. But I became a product of the all-inclusive when I did the 2 years youth service,
right?
And you know, honed in on my art skills. I was able to decide that, you know, I should really follow up this art thing. So I think I'm gonna try the School of Art.
That was a very interesting time in your life, because I remember when you told me that you were going to go to School of Art.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, okay, so you've got this amazing voice, and you're doing so well, and breaking into the hotel circuit, and you're gonna literally break that to go to School of Art. I remember visiting you at School of Art, because a lot of people don't know that you're an amazing visual artist, but that kind of got fitted into your musical career.
Yes, because when I left the 2 years
national service,
Neddy invited me to be the lead singer for his band that was gonna start working at Banana Boat Club on Union Street.
Yes, oh yes.
Right, and I spent 9 months there, and honing, you know, learned the do's and the don'ts and the whatever, because you don't know.
And your stage presence and all that kind of
stuff. Stage presence, and it was also a training ground for me to watch acts like Hopetoun Lewis, E.T. Webster, different dance troupes and dance groups.
And the Banana Boat Club also brought in quite a few.
Cabot Paul,
and brought in quite a few overseas artists.
You know, there used to be 2 shows a night, and it used to run 5 nights a week. But that was the European plan approach, because at that time the hotels wasn't really
the all-inclusive hadn't yet kicked in.
It was just some piano thing, and no bands per se.
Right.
When the band started cropping up in the hotels, and they were looking for entertainment now.
Right.
That was when I was invited by Stammer Horton, Stammer and the Clubbites band, to perform with them. While I was performing with Stammer, I decided this frontman band thing was not
Wasn't for you.
wasn't I didn't see myself ending up there.
Okay.
You know when you see yourself
Yes.
more than this.
Yes.
So I say, you know what? I think I'm going to check out the art school thing, you know. And when I checked out art school, based off of how much it was gonna cost to get there, I figured I needed a year to prepare. So while I was performing with Stammer, I was taking that time to save and
Right.
get stuff together. And then the second year, I cut and I went to cultural training complex, cultural training complex.
CTC.
Yes, CTC.
Yes,
That
before
was
it became
before it
Edna
became
Manley.
Edna Manley, right?
Yes.
And so we were like the first batch of guinea pigs for the cultural training complex, which was a merging of schools of art, music, drama,
And dance.
and dance.
Because I wanted to go to school of dance.
Yeah, there you go. And so I ended up entering art school as an artist, not a musician. And so
Isn't that interesting though?
yeah.
Because here you are at the place where you could have gone in as a musician, you could have
Right.
gone in as an artist,
Yeah.
and you have so many other skills. You could have gone in almost any area.
Right. But the whole thing was getting a kind of a diversity.
Yes.
And I knew that my talents was not just singular. So I decided to deal with it from an academic approach. And so working with the band gave me a chance to prepare. And when I left and went there now, that was when the offer for performing in the all-inclusive came. So it's been a long time that both my talents been kind of working in tandem with each other. So my brown crest. So these are all the crests that the English people right. So I made one. I made up what the brown crest was, but just add my little colors and stuff.
When did you realize you had talent as an artist, though, a visual artist?
When I was going to Cornwall, it was kind of nurtured by my teacher at the time called Mr. McLeod.
Well, let's talk about Vegas because we talk about the hotel circuit, and you did your cabaret thing on the hotel circuit, and you were one of the chosen ones at Couples, for example. You were, I mean, I remember your shows at Couples were always just phenomenal. Yeah. But then you went to Vegas. How did you end up in Vegas? Because you spent 7 years in Vegas.
How I ended up in Vegas was that guests in the all-inclusives started setting up their visiting time in Jamaica to when I was performing.
Wow.
One of these guests was Bernie and Paula Casey. Now, if anybody knows who Bernie Casey is an ex-football player for the Raiders, who, by the way, the Raiders know is Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders.
And he's also he became an actor, an artist. He was an artist as well, and so he was well known. And he and Paula, his wife, used to come to hedonism too, on every Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And they always checked and make sure will he be there? Performing. Yeah. Okay. Set the time for it when I'm performing. And every year, we would meet, they would come, I would see them, we would chat, and they always promised one day. And so in 88, I think, 1988, I'm still traveling, doing,
right.
solo tours all over, Germany. So I'm in Germany, and on my return, I hear that I'm being sorted after by Bernie and Paula because they made a connection with Steve Wynn, who owned the Golden Nugget and
The Mirage and
was
stuff.
building the
Okay,
Mirage
right.
and Treasure Island and them casinos there. And it so happened that Bernie and Paula went to a birthday party for Harry Belafonte's wife
Okay.
and sat with Steve. And we know the connection that Bernie had, Harry Belafonte has to Jamaica.
Right.
And the conversation started.
amazing.
Oh, you should hear the Harry Belafonte of the 80s. And that's when they started selling me. And next thing you know, Steve Wynn said, you talk about this guy so much,
Bring him in.
and I have to meet him.
It's amazing how life lines up, eh?
I am telling you.
And that's why you can't let go of any opportunity.
No.
You have to seize every moment and every opportunity because you don't know.
The rest is history. I ended up being invited by Steve. I went.
No bother yada it for me about the rest is history. About the rest is history. Tell us what happened in Vegas, man. I know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But it's time to reveal now.
It's time to reveal now. What was it like? You were a headliner for what turned out to be 7 years.
Yes.
In Vegas. What was that experience like? I mean, don't yada that.
Wow. It's gonna take more than an hour to explain that, Jimmy.
But hold on, was it like Tom Jones where they throw their stuff on stage?
No. The way how the Mirage was set up, there was a lounge in the heart of the casino. It was called the Lagoon Saloon, and I took that little 300-seater Lagoon Saloon from brand new lounge, nobody knew it, to the place where people went New Year's Eve, all the occasions, and there was an anaconda line stretching all around the casino just to get in. And it started from being a free lounge to a lounge you have to pay to get into.
To hear A.J. Brown.
Yes.
And
yes.
this is listen,
yes.
Sometimes we get so starstruck by some of the people that we see on TV and all of that. When we have our own Jamaican stars who have done such amazing things, and of course, a prophet is never without honor except in his own home, eh? So you were the headliner and people were stretching around the block to come and hear you.
Yes, and even after I left in '96, people are still talking about. Even now, people remember what we did for just performing at the Mirage and just being something different, just being something unique, and I ended up doing so many things at the Mirage in Vegas. I ended up getting my Bachelor of Arts in Art. I did.
You also, we now know you as a classical singer, and you also did classical training.
Yes, Vegas. And that was part of my sojourn in Vegas, because the climate in Vegas is very extreme. There's a thing called Vegas throat.
Okay.
Vegas throat, and it has to do with the city being in a basin,
right, and how dry it is,
and being surrounded by the Sierra Nevada mountains, and so in the days it's 100 and odd degrees, and at night it get really cold.
Desert.
Right, and so there are times when if you're an entertainer and you don't know what you're doing or preparing, you'll end up with Vegas throat. Lucky for me, where I was performing, the Lagoon Saloon was equipped with fog machines, not fog machines, with mist.
Right. So it
with
was
mist.
the humid.
Yes,
It kept
so
it nice and
so
humid.
the humidity and just the name of the thing was part of the reasons why it had that
Look and feel.
ambience and feel. So lucky for me, I was in an environment where I could perform without having to worry about that.
Right.
But that is pretty much that can happen. And so when I was going to UNLV, there was a time when I had issues with my throat where my tonsils had inflamed and I had just issues.
Laryngitis and all them things.
Yes, and I decided to do something about it medically, and just before I went to do it, my speech therapist, Barbara Schwartz, introduced me to my
a vocal coach.
A vocal coach who was working at UNLV at the time, and her name is Dorothea Giano Palade.
Italiano.
Austrian.
Austrian? Okay.
Yeah, but Dorothea, she was a retired classical singer, and she took me from zero to where I am now.
All right, so we have to stick up in right there,
Yes.
Senna, because we know you're gone viral with the classical thing, but you have to do one little piece right here. So right now we need a little piece of the one that you are known for. Just a little taste.
Well, you know, the taste might end up being 3.5 minutes or whatever.
Just but we're not in no hurry, you know.
Okay,
this is all about you.
So, this is the tune that people are still, you know, they always wait for me to do this. Quando sono solo sogno l'orizzonte, manca le parole. Si lo so che luce o la stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me su le finestre. Mostra a tutti il mio cuore che hai acceso. Chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Con te partirò, paesi che non ho mai vissuto con te.
Oh my God, I got them goosebumps. I got them goosebumps.
Yeah,
oh
yes.
my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I have to tell you, right? So
yeah.
Prophet is not without honor except in his own country, right?
Yeah, you said that before.
Yeah, I know. And I repeat it for a reason. Having known you my whole life.
Yes.
I booked you up in Pelican Grill.
Yes.
After I came back from Vegas.
Yes.
Because I never see you for the whole 7 years you were in Vegas. And I booked you up at Pelican Grill after you came back from Vegas, and we were talking, and you told me about all the great things that you did, and you know that you did this classical training. I say yes, and it go in 1 ear and it come out the other ears, right? Because you know, me and you grew up, and we know each other. And the first time I heard you do that, I was like, what?
Yes.
I was like, hold on. You went from peekaboo to this,
yes.
You know, and it's just amazing, amazing to hear you do that. And when I listen to you sing classical music, and I think of Cat Core playing the cello.
Oh my God. What a combination, Benji. Oh, and that is the magic of third world now, because third world keeps evolving.
Yes.
You know, just like I have as well. You know.
Well, we're gonna jump to third world then, since we're talking about third world. Since we're talking about third world, how did you end up in third world?
I went back to Jamaica after leaving Vegas in 96. I went back on the coast because it was deliberate, because I said, you know, I was kind of watching the different evolution of the artist, even though I was in Vegas, right? You know, and youths like, at the time, youths like Richie Stevens, Benji Myers, Mikey Spice, all of the Richie Spice, all of them were were coming up and spreading out and doing them thing, and you know, groups like Loss and Garnell Silk, and you know, I'm in Vegas and hearing them tune, you know, different tunes coming out, and I'm singing them on the stage in Vegas, and I'm bust down the place, and you know what I mean. So let me say, you know, the only thing that I had not achieved while I was in Vegas was recordings. And I decided it was time to go back to Jamaica. And so when my contract finally expired and there wasn't any decision to renew, you know, I said, you know, it's time to go back and reinvent myself. I was introduced to Bobby Digital from
great
Digital
Bobby
B,
Digital.
by Benji Myers, because Benji, I had recorded an album in Vegas, put it out. Benji hear a tune called Really Find You Fancy, call me and say, yo, I want to redo that tune there, you know. I say, yeah man, no problem, man. And him put it on film album, and so when I went back to Jamaica now, him, you know, I guess, you know, in his way for the you don't know we were vibing on. And
return the favor.
Yeah, return the favor. I'm saying meet Bobby, man. And out of meeting Bobby now came My Father, My Friend, Words of Wisdom.
Oh, one of the biggest hits that you've done, My Father, you know, My Friend.
Yes. So many tunes came out of the Bobby Digital era that told me that it was a good move, you know. So you know, I kept,
I don't think you could have lose with Bobby Digital.
No, and the good thing about Bobby is that Bobby was a producer who wasn't a singer. He wasn't an entertainer. So whoever he worked with, he was committed to releasing and, you know, showcasing.
Right.
So you know, man like me benefit from it. Benji, Mikey Spice, all of them. So respect due.
Respect due to that man. You want to know which song you recorded that is still my favorite one though? Is You Ain't Seen Nothing But the Smoke. I'm on the bonfire yet.
You know, say I sang that to celebrate Bob Andy's life, you know.
Written by the great
Dave Richards,
man. Yes, but that is still, believe it or not,
Dave Richards,
that
Get
and
Up Chant.
That and Yes I.
Yeah, Get Up Chant.
Get Up Chant, yes.
Yes I. Yes I. Yes I. Get up chant to the God of creation. Yeah, yes. Get up chant to the God of creation.
Those were the two that still stay with me forever.
Yeah, man. Big
And
up to-
and I actually do play when I'm on the radio, by the way.
Yeah, you do. Great.
I play
great.
them. I play them.
Great. It's
Yeah.
great to know.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I do play them.
Yeah, and so I'm getting some interesting requests from folks who may want me to re-record it.
Yeah, because as you grow, people start looking back now and start saying, "Hold on, I never hear this one before. I
And the
never hear this
research
one
until-
before."
yeah.
And they start doing the research
Yeah.
and they start finding the older stuff.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you know,
Gems.
when you think
Yeah,
of a
gems.
song like "If You Think You're Lonely," now, that man hit that song in mostly like 3 generations, and he
Much
didn't
years
change.
ago.
He didn't change one note.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, no, no. She lick it in
Right.
my generation. She lick it in my children's generation
Right.
without changing a note. So
You
yes,
see?
this might be the opportunity to really bring back things like Nothing But the Smoke
Yeah.
and
Who laugh last it
Who Laugh Last. No, maybe for me,
They don't say
for
nothing
me it
but
will
the-
always be Nothing But the Smoke. Who Laugh Last, and all these great songs that
Yeah.
you've done in the past.
For real.
You know, to
And,
bring
and,
them
and
back.
the whole thing about songwriting now is that the business of songwriting is now part of my catalog,
Right.
of a portfolio of
Because of Shots
things.
of Love. But before we
Mm.
talk about Shots of Love, tell me about your third world journey.
Well, I was
Because that's where we were actually.
yes,
We went
yeah, we
left,
just
right, center.
digressed.
Yes, your third world
However,
journey.
working with third world is almost like a refamiliarization of a family, really.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was going to art school and doing my own performances and solo performances, I used to share stage with Third World, Chalice, different bands, and you know, and there was always that friendly competition, you know what I mean? Even though we weren't really competing, but you
Right.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
So-
Well,
yeah,
well, you know, iron sharpen iron, right?
Yeah,
Iron sharpen iron.
yeah, exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And so I was also close to the guys in such a way where I was able to be invited to do session time, you know, sing harmony, some of the songs on their albums. I remember working with Ibu Cooper on my Love People tune that became a song that was done by Blue Rhythm Band in the movie Club Paradise. And you know, those experiences encouraged me to keep on, you know, working on, because that particular experience with Ibu was able to set up the publishing part of my business, you know.
And the great Bunny Ruggs himself gave his blessing.
Yes, I remember performing for Rebel Salute, and then that night after my performance, Bunny Ruggs hung out with me and Tamara all night, and so by 2014, by 2012, when I was introduced invited by Third World to perform with them, it looked like certain decisions were already made, but that I didn't know about.
You didn't know about.
And so by 2014, when Ruggs passed on, I was doing, you know,
We're doing regular
tours with-
sets with them.
yeah,
by
tours
then,
with them,
yes.
yeah,
And regular
in
tours.
Europe and them places there, and on and off until when he passed, them say, well, the spot is there for you if you want. So
Amazing
I
journey.
thought it was a good look, and I thought it was a great way to help to build both brands,
Yes, at the same time.
because we don't know the Third World brand.
Oh yes. Well, let's not even talk about Third World, right?
Yeah.
Because you've just sent me to a whole different dimension.
Yeah.
Before we go and we talk about the whole show, Shots of Love. So let me just address the camera. If you have not heard Shots of Love, you are missing it, and it's not because it's my friend AJ. Them 16 tunes, and I called you. I
Yes,
remember. Yeah,
I remember.
when I first heard it. And it was Mark actually who sent it to me. Have you heard? And I said, "We hear 1 and 2 songs." He said, "No, man, you have to hear the whole album." And I went onto my provider and got the album. He said, "No, man." And I sent you a text and you called me same time.
Yeah.
Because that album is 16 beautiful songs, 16 great songs.
Yeah. And I was talking to my eldest son, and it occurred to me that it is exactly 16 years since my last album.
So you need to go play 16, whatever that is. When you go to Jamaica, ask one of the people what is 16. Because, every number down there have something. It might be cowhead on moon or donkey drop off a cart. You never know. But it's 16 amazing
16
shots.
tracks. And I thought about collaboration, but I said, I'm just going to do this for me. Because my fans haven't heard this in a long time. So,
yes. How is it doing?
16 wonderful tracks, 12 different producers. All of them have been written by myself or co-written by myself. And it is doing really, really well to the point where it's poised now. I'm getting high rotation in
nice. I play your music all the
Canada.
time, of course.
Yeah, and we're in the throes now of really publicizing and making the album.
Of course, well, you're a singer, right? So me go ask you for 30 seconds of one of my favorites. You can either the 30 seconds of love or the other one where me love so much. Come, 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds of living in the now.
That is my song. That's my jam. Because guess what? That's why I live my life. And that's why I've lived my life for as long as you've known me.
Yes. Yeah. So when you fall off, get back up and ride. Laugh out loud after every cry. Living in the now is a great way how to appreciate the meaning of life. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's important. Important. And I love that song because the older I get is the more I have been trying to explain to people that you don't have to be stuck. One of my favorite sayings is, "You're not a tree, you can move."
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about even me and what I write is I'm at the age where I need to be writing about sober things.
Yes.
Mature things.
Yes, and life.
Philosophical things. You know what I mean? Can you picture a 60-year-old I write about bubblegum and some
bubblegum and popcorn? But yeah, it's time for you to leave that legacy, that music, and that your children who are also musical.
Right.
Your wife, who is a singer, Tamara,
yes.
is also a singer. And it's that stage where, as we were saying before I even started this, that imagine we are now the elders in the room. It is very weird.
Bajavana.
It is very weird, but we are the elders in the room.
Yes, we are.
And we have to leave a body of work behind us that is sensible, that is teaching, that is wisdom, a body of work that will live way past us and our children can be proud of.
Edutainment.
Yes, and I think you have done that with Shots of Love. Just all these wonderful songs about all different types and aspects of love.
Yes, and I think it has really covered the whole spectrum of the whole experience or the notion of what love is.
So what's next?
What's next is to finish the campaign of this album, to continue with the 50-year ceremony or celebration of Third World.
Ah, nice.
Because as you know, we are 50 years old. Third World started in 73, August 73. So it's like half of the year is So the 50 years started in August.
Right. So this year into next year, into 2024.
Yes. So and then we still have another album to finish with Damien, because the album we did, More Work to Be Done,
Yes.
it, was one of two album arrangements or agreements that we have with
Damian
Marley. So we'll be getting into that.
And in the meantime, you continue to paint. You
Mhm.
continue to showcase your art
Yeah.
and have work out there.
Because I do philanthropic work. I'm associated with the Aja Foundation, and we do annual summer programs with kids, and teach them art, teach them music. I have a paint and sip brand.
Yes, I know that.
And a puff and paint brand. So
that's a whole different story for another time. But AJ,
yeah,
thank you so much. Thank you. You are a legend.
Thank you.
You know, and legend is not just the people that we hear about, big and broad, and then splash all over the page. Legend are people like you who are quietly doing your thing and making waves and have made waves over decades and are changing lives.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you so much for sitting down with me, ladies and gentlemen. Alvin James Brown, AJ Brown, living legend.
Oh, and it's gonna be like New Year's Eve in Times Square, Manhattan, 11:59. Fireworks when our bodies collide, like the 4th of July.